Hello, everyone. This is the week number 8 of the Introduction to Computer Science course, and and this is the lecture video. I am sharing with you the Blackboard for week number 8. There's the objectives and its instruction material, which will have the video link afterwards, and then there's the assignments. This portion is not included in this course. This is for something else, but it's hidden from student view. Anyway, the objective of this week is to catch up on little subtopics that we did not get to cover, and that's pretty much it. And so we will finish this week. Yay! This is week number 8, and the weekends this weekend, or the term ends this weekend. All right, so if we go to, so I'll use the lesson plan in detail in a minute, but just going over to the assignment real quick. There's only one assignment submission. There are 4 assignments that you need to do, which will be in the lesson plan. Okay, so I will go back to the lesson plan and share with you what I have. Okay, so this is the lesson plan for this week, and the topic is the web, the security, and I don't think we're going to be doing any plotting, so I'm going to remove that for this week. Some administrative items. So all the assignments will be due this Saturday, October 24, midnight. So plan to have all your assignments turned in earlier than later, because everybody's trying to scramble and turn it in, and the last minute, if that happens, then as it often does, system might overload, and it'll be difficult to get things done. So try not to put yourself in that situation. I will be grading and going over all the grades over the weekend, and submit the grades on Monday, October 26th. And your grade should be posted and available on Tuesday. This is the wrong date. Tuesday morning, it's October 27th. So it should be available for you sometime on Tuesday. All right. So I'll just go over, I wrote a lot of stuff here so that you don't have to take a lot of notes. But from chapter 9 of your textbook, there's a discussion about the web and how we create the websites, and the tool or the language that we use basically is the HTML, and I'm sure you have heard of that before, and it stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And so there's a little discussion of that. You can give that a try in this link that I gave you. So let's see if I can get over there real quick. So if you want to learn more about it, and we even have a course on it, but here's the very small example of the HTML, and notice these brackets that are formatting how this HTML is going to render. And so it begins with the type, and that it is HTML, and begins and ends with the body. And notice how it begins with the body here, but same thing body here with a slash. And so everything inside will be rendered. And even the HTML begins with the statement that it is HTML, but also ends with the HTML. And these little tags beginning at the ends are just tags that describes how these are to be consumed. So if you just click on this guy here, it just renders on the size and that sort of stuff. So you can try that if you like. There's a lot more that you can play with. We're up on HTML5, and then HTML goes hand in hand with the CSS or cascading style sheet. Again, this is a uh, more on how the information is displayed, rendered on the screen or paper or whatever. So when you take a website course or web development course, you'll be learning a lot about HTML, but also CSS. So you can also try that on this link. And then oftentimes related with the web, you have the XML for uh, consuming or storing or transmitting the data, and extensible markup language. So you can also give it a try on this link here that I provided for you. So that's a little bit about those HTML, and and there's a little bit of discussion on the security, which we don't get to talk about. But I think you probably saw some of these being used a lot. I mean, we use basic credential for the ID and password. Multi-factor usually tends to be just two-factor, and then there's a CAPTCHA where you need to figure out or click the right uh, block in a display that shows particular item that the question is asking for. And then we use the fingerprints, security questions, iris, all those kinds of things, because and the rate that we are using them is increasing, a lot rapidly because there's a lot of breaches that are vulnerable or data security that's vulnerable. So anyway, there's a whole department for cryptography and security and that sort of things. Another thing that we didn't get to talk about is what's called hashing. And basically, a hash is instead of sending information or whatever, we want to hash that and then send the hash. So if you have some information, a hash function will convert that for you. And if you transmit that, if you get it hacked along the way, or somebody gets hold of this, it'll be very difficult for them to obtain the original information. Sort of like an encryption type of thing, right? A good hash function will be one directional, but one way that because essentially when you send that hash, you need to be able to get it back, and there are algorithms that you want to use, such not straight back, but you will need to send some public keys or private keys that allow them to recover the hash, and those keys will be sent either in a public channel or the private channel, independent of this transmission. And so we'll play with it a little bit in terms of our assignments. There is no Zybook assignment for this week. Um, so I made a note here. It says there are 4 mini assignments, and put all of the responses for those and put them in a one Word doc and submit it. All right. So let's go through them one by one. In terms of a website, and this is really a kiddie exercise, but if there are some people who have never created a website, and it'll be inundating. It'll be not inundating. It'll be too much to create a website using HTML. But there is a whole bunch of websites that allow you to create a website. All right. So I want you to create a website from the Wix.com, and it's a free website. Where I mean, there's a paid option that you can choose, but choose a free edition, and then let's create one. And basically, it's a click and uh, click and drag and drop type of thing. So you can watch a little video here that says how to make a website. It should take you no more than 20 minutes. If you've never done it, it's a little maybe awkward to get started, but it's a pretty straightforward. And if you mess it up, you can always start another one or whatever, right? If you don't like what Wix.com, you could choose whatever website you want to create one. There's like a whole bunch of them out there. You can search for free website builder and just put the created website link in the Word doc and submit. So the next one is the hashing lab, right? So if you go here to this website, this is an exercise on how to create a hash, right? So you can put a text here that says sort of John or something. It creates a hash for you, right? All these things are different types of hash that we can use to transmit, right? So obviously, longer it is, more difficult it'll be to crack. But anyway, so put your name on this one and then hash it, and then just take a screenshot of this and then submit it. All right. Um, and then another one is related to the hash is the encryption. So you can encrypt them. Um, just go to this website here, and there's other ones. All the ones that I'm showing you, there are a whole bunch of other ones that are just as good, if not better, and whatever. So this one allows you to encrypt and decrypt. So here you can encrypt your name, right? You can say, John, and then you can encrypt it, and then this is the encryption that you can send. So this is essentially what stands for John, but you don't know what it is if you just look at it, right? So if you copy that, and if you receive that, you can just paste it over here, and if you say decrypt, you should get John back, which it does, right? So put your name over here, try to play with it, take a screenshot and put it in, all right? So that's pretty straightforward. But we'll get to a little bit more serious and say, well, anybody can go there and just get it back. Well, so maybe this is one step, um, you know, further that we can take. And so if you go to, let's say, this website, I'll go to this one here. And let's say you received this one. Okay. And then if you want to decrypt it, it won't decrypt it because it needs a key. So like if you go here to this one, let's say if you put it over here and you decrypt it, doesn't work, right? Well, why is that? Well, because this is in need of a key. And so if you go to the where's the lesson plan? So the lesson plan, I gave you the keys 1, 2, 3. So if you put a 1, 2, 3 here, and then I'm asking you to use the algorithm of Blowfish. Then if you decrypt this, then you'll get the answer. And I'm not gonna do this because that's your homework, right? But basically, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get something like this, right? So you put the thing in, you put the key in, choose the Blowfish algorithm. So both of the key, the actual encryption and the algorithm must be given or must be obtained in order to decrypt. So it's a little bit further, more complicated and involved than the other one. So when you decrypt it and when you get this, then take a screenshot of this and submit. All right. So hopefully that's should be a very quick and simple, straightforward kind of a exercise that at least I want you to be aware that there are these tools that you can use. All right. So that's pretty much it for this week. Let me just kind of recap here a little bit. So going back to the week 8 objectives, you talked about the little odds and ends things. Here's the lesson plan that I'm going to update if I made any changes. And then there is no Zybook assignments. There's the only lab assignment. This is not what it is for you guys. And if you go to the assignment, we looked at it already, but there's only one assignment submission, all right? And then just kind of going back here, I mentioned about the due dates, talked a little bit about those HTML hashing and stuff, and then 4 little assignments that I'm asking you to do. All right, so put it all together and submit it, and that should be it. So that sort of ends the this week as well as the term. This is week number 8, and yay! Glad to have worked with all of you, and hope you have finished well and move on to other classes or uh, terms and careers and all that good stuff. Wish you the best of luck. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Otherwise, I look forward to receiving your work and finishing it off. All right, take care. This ends the recording. Bye bye.